How's it going, Global Trainer Syndicate? My name is Dallasboi1992, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a Black and White 2OU battle I had against my buddy BattlePower777. And we were on Skype one day, and I was all like, hey, do you want to help me test out this team I made with Robotnik is Sexy? Well, I didn't really tell him who I made it with in the chat, but he agreed regardless, and this is pretty much what happened. So, looking at the teams, it pretty much looks like a mirror match because both sides have a Rotom, a Scizor, a Heatran, and a Hippowdon. But the difference is I have a Starmie and a Celebi on my side, and he has a Latias and a Metagross on his side. So, kind of looking at the teams a little further, it kind of looks like last Rotom standing wins the match. So, hope you guys enjoy this battle, and let's get this show on the road. So to start off, he's going to be leading off with his Rotom, and I'm going to be leading off with my own Rotom. And seeing as his Rotom went first, he's pretty much faster, as mine's more, has more bulk invested into it with the 285 HP number. And this allows me to get the switch initiative, as my Volt Switch goes second. And he actually brings in his Latias, which gives me the green light to bring my Celebi here. And I know I can take anything from this Latias, and he opts to go for Draco, but this does a heck of a lot of damage, which pretty much confirms to me that this Latias is choice specs, which kind of caught me off guard, but it won't be outspeeding anything anytime soon, because I paralyzed that thing, and he's pretty much forced to switch out because he's at -2 here, and I'm going to opt to go for the recovery here, as he actually brings in his Metagross here. So, I don't know what this Metagross is going to do, so regardless, I'm going to be paralyzing this thing with Thunder Wave and whatnot. And he actually reveals to me that he had Ice Punch, but I was pretty sure I could take it. But unfortunately for me, he actually winds up getting the Freeze here. But it didn't really matter too much because my Celebi actually has Natural Cure. But yeah, you guys get what I mean. But it kind of forces me to switch out to Starmie because I pretty much knew that I could take any hit Metagross had to deal to me, and he actually sends out Rotom. But from this range, I kind of knew that I could take a Volt Switch from Rotom, and he actually misses his Hydro Pump, which is kind of unfortunate. But he is actually kind of propelled to go out into his Latias to sponge a few Scalds here, and the second Scald I get was a crit, and he goes for the Surf, thinking that I would switch out in either Heatran or Scizor, knowing that nothing on my team would like to take a Specs Draco Meteor. So, yeah, but knowing that he's pretty much locked in the Surf, and I'm just trying to fire away Scalds here, since it's the best thing I could do, he's actually going to be switching in his Rotom. Unfortunately for him, his Rotom actually is going to get burnt. I don't know if that mattered too much in the long run, but, it hacks happens, but, and there, he missed another Hydro Pump there, as I bring my Rotom. But knowing that I go for the Volt Switch here, he actually brings in his Hippowdon, as I do go for said Volt Switch. But my Rotom isn't choice in any way. I'm actually holding a Chesto Berry, as you'll see soon. But there I miss a Hydro Pump of my own, which I don't know if that came into play any later, but I want to say it did, and you'll see why later. But there, I knew that he would switch out into something to take a Hydro Pump, and he actually goes into his Latias, so I go for the Volt Switch. This crit did not matter at all, because I do have Scizor here, but he did say that he would save his Latias for later, but I don't know how much would have done with it being paralyzed and all, but anyways, I just go for the U-turn, and he gets the switch initiative now, but I felt like the best thing to bring him was Starmie at this point, but he still has Rotom, which he does bring out right now, and he reveals to me that his trick, and he's a choice Scarf variant of Rotom, which kind of messes with my plan to try to rapid spin away the rocks for later, and yeah, I felt like he wouldn't go for Volt Switch anyway, so I just went for Psyshock, and it doesn't quite take him out, but Sandstorm takes him out, and he's actually free to send in the Scizor. And I stay in and need superpower because I was kind of fearing that he would have pursued, so I would just get some chip damage off with Psychic. Or no, not Psychic, Psyshock. So, yeah, but here I'm just going to be going into a guard the Hippowdon to try to sponge another superpower or whatever Scizor wants to throw at me. But he actually doubles into his Metagross, which is pretty excellent for me, because I can just go for the Earthquake and try to slam this thing, but apparently it lives, and then I'm like, hey, I can live this Ice Punch and get up rocks next turn, right? Wrong. He winds up getting a crit, and I don't get up my Stealth Rocks, which is pretty unfortunate. But it does give me a way to send in Meltman the Heatran, and if you get the reference, then great job for you. And I'm just going to be going for the Earth Power, knowing that he has a Heatran of his own in his back pocket. But we will be seeing that later, he pretty much felt that Metagross was the best thing to fodder here. So now he sends in his Hippowdon and goes to the Ice Fang, predicting me to switch into Rotom, apparently, I believe. And I take the Ice Fang nicely, and then here I show him Rest, and then I'm a Resto Chester Rotom like I mentioned earlier. And then he hits me with another Ice Fang, and he gets the Freeze here. And this is going to be coming into a bit of play because since my Rotom is frozen, I can't really plow through his entire team with it. And yeah, and I'm just going to be staying frozen for a few turns as Scizor gets up a Swords Dance. And I'm just trying to hope for this one turn I can just thaw out, but it doesn't quite happen. And Rotom gets blasted by his superpower and gets completely taken out. So right now I do not want to take any chances with this Scizor, so I'm just going to be going into Meltman and going to try to go for the Flamethrower on this Scizor. I didn't care that he had a Heatran of his own. I just wanted to go for that Flamethrower. And I actually nailed the Hippowdon, and like my Hippowdon before his, I actually wind up getting a crit on this one too. And now the Heatran switch is very, very obvious, since he pretty much knows I'm a Scarfed Heatran. And so I'm just going to be going for the double switch into Starmie, as he does bring out his own Heatran. And here he actually reveals to me that he's the specially defensive set that everyone likes to run and whatnot. And he just thinks he can stall for a little bit of a Sandstorm damage. And I'm just going to be sacking Starmie to a Lava Plume after I fire off a Scald, because yeah, I don't really think that my team is that hindered by rocks at this point. So yeah, but now I feel like the only way how I can truly win this battle is that I can paralyze his Heatran and whatnot. And I actually go for the Recover, trying to gauge how much a Lava Plume would do, but he actually goes for the Earth Power, predicting me to send in my own Heatran. But sorry, that didn't happen. I just wanted to paralyze this Heatran with a Thunder Wave, so that it can be crippled and whatnot, so my Scizor can outspeed it and slam with the superpower sometime in the future. But seeing how much Lava Plume did, then after the Recover, I definitely could have lived it and get off some chip damage and whatnot, trying to sack this Celebi, just so I could sack the Celebi and bring my Scizor safely to maybe try to nail this thing with the superpower. But seeing the circumstances as they are, I do not think that he's going to let his Heatran stay in and take a superpower at this point. So what I'm going to do is just flat out go for the U-turn as he brings in his Hippowdon. And I actually wound up getting another crit on this Hippowdon. Didn't matter at all due to the range of health that was at, due to the previous crit Flamethrower I got on it. But yeah. Anyways, I'm just going to be sending him Meltman just to try to deal with the rest of his team. And he actually brings in his own Heatran. And he's just going to go for that Protect to try to scout out what I'm going to be going for. Earth Power is my move of choice. And I actually get off the Earth Power now after he's done protecting, and he actually winds up living in the red zone, which was kind of unfortunate. And here he gets the power, which makes up for the Rotom getting frozen 1, and 2 pretty much seals the game for me right here. And one more Earth Power, special defense drop didn't matter, and yeah, Heatran's gone. That big threat is gone. So Scizor comes out for the last time, and I do not want to take any chances with Earth Power not being able to KO and whatnot. So I'm just going to be sacking my own Scizor here, but it actually turns out that I live with 51. and pretty much from here on out, I'm just gonna be spamming Bullet Punch. And he actually lives with a good amount of health, or yellow and whatnot, and gets up a roost, which kind of proves to me that this is a bulky SD Scizor, but kind of found that one out a little bit too late. But anyways, after he just goes for the Swords Dance, I actually win the speed tie, as he pretty much said in the Skype chat, take him out with the Bullet Punch and that'll be the game. So pretty hacksy match there, but I still found it really enjoyable, and both sides made really good plays. So yeah, but anyways, if you guys did enjoy my narration, starter and all, my link will be in the description if you want to go check me out, as will my opponents. So hope you check him out too along with me. So good game, BattlePower777. Rate, comment, sub, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.